Just because you in a slump don't mean you got to stay where you at. We all go through things in life, but that don't mean you got to stop us from doing what we're supposed to be doing. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 key points to focus on whenever you in a slump and you need to bounce back. Accept where you at without staying there. Like I said, just because you in a slump don't mean you got to stay right where you at. You might be going through something. It might be personal. It might be important, or you might just be bullshitting. Whatever the case may be, don't sit there and dwell in that moment just because you ain't posted a video in a week like how I did, or let's say you ain't been at practice or you ain't been doing something you know you're supposed to be doing. Whatever the case may be for you, whoever watching this video. Just because you went through that little phase and you made the excuses, or you was handling that business, or you was doing whatever you was doing, just because you went through that phase don't mean you got to stay there. The most important part about this process and getting back on your feet is just doing it. Like I said in so many other videos, or really just my other three videos, you just got to get back into it. Bouncing back is just a matter of getting back into it, no matter how far you're falling, really. One big mistake that I myself have made, and many others have made that I've talked to, is we have this all or nothing mindset. You either go big or you go home. Excuse me. But unfortunately, that mindset is not sustainable. And I know this from experience. See, whenever I go and I'm trying to achieve a goal, I always had this mindset where, man, I got to do this and that. Well, in YouTube terms, let's say I got to post 5 videos a week, Monday through Friday. And I'll start off strong, post Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But then Friday come along and maybe I felt a little lazy. Maybe I had to do something. My Dukes asked me to do something, or I had to go handle some business outside, wherever it is, like work or at school. And I don't spend so much time doing handling these other responsibilities, or sometimes even bullshitting, to the point where it get late in the day and I really don't feel like uploading. We got to understand that with this all or nothing mindset, it'll really hold you back, because whenever you do fall, or wherever you do have a little hiccup, it disturbs your thought process. You see, in your mind, this all or nothing mindset, what it does is you have a straight narrow path to where you need to be and what you got to do to get there. But when life throw a curveball at you, in which we all know is going to happen because life is going to life, you automatically, it messes up your drive. It messes up your mental. Now, most people, when that happens, they make excuses subconsciously, because in their head, oh man, that voice telling them, this just happened. Man, don't worry, you justify for this. You can take this day off. No, don't do that. You gotta bounce back. It's important to not let that mess you up on this drive, because like me, when I uploaded my 4th video, I had to handle some business around the crib. And even though it wasn't important, I still had time periods throughout my day where I could have uploaded. But what happened was I let myself think that just because I spent so much of my day and energy focusing on my other responsibility, that I couldn't upload a video, that I was justified for not posting. But then those days stack up. 1 day turned to 2, 2 turned to 4, 4 turned to 8, and then 12. I can't let myself down like that. But here's why we back on our feet right now. Another really important point in number 1 is to really just forgive yourself. Honestly, the second hardest part about getting back on your feet ain't just stepping into the action. That's the first half. But the second half is forgiving yourself. Like I said, you could fall into a whole lot of other responsibilities, get caught up, or be bullshitting. But if you don't forgive yourself for not doing what you said you was going to do, you're going to stay stuck in that self-pity, whatever that is. I don't even know what to call it. The point is, don't get stuck in that mindset once you over here feeling bad. Oh, I let myself down. Oh, I ain't do what I was supposed to do. And then your whole energy thrown out for the rest of the day. Forgive yourself and move on, man. So for number 2, my point is to start smaller than you necessarily need to. Now, when it comes down to tackling big tasks, I have this saying where in order to eat the elephant, obviously not literally, you got to take small bites. Sometimes when it comes down to like content in this example, you may want to upload every single day. But like I said, with that all or nothing mindset, when life throws you curveballs, it can really mess you up. So to really get back on your track, you have to take those small bites. Maybe post, instead of forcing yourself to post every day and then get disappointed when that curveball hits you, focus on posting at least 4 times a week, 3 times a week. Now, I'm not saying lower your standards, but start off slowly and ramp yourself back up to where you got to be. It's a lot easier doing that than going from nothing to all of a sudden you posting 7 days a week. You're going to burn yourself out like that. It don't make sense. The same thing applies to if you're working out. Sometimes people will fall off on their workout schedule. Instead of going into it, just straight up like, oh, all right, I ain't worked out for the past month. Let me get back into my whole full body workout the way I was doing when I was in the middle of my workout season. Now I'm saying 3 months in consistently. Let me just hop back into it like nothing ain't ever happened. I almost broke that. But yeah, it don't work that way. And in the workout sense, I'm sure a lot of y'all people that work out, y'all will know that brings shock to your body. You're not meant to get straight into it. That's like hopping out of a hot spring and diving in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Your body gonna be in shock. You can't do that. You gotta ease yourself into it. Maybe that's working out 30 minutes in a day. Maybe that's working out a specific muscle group, light workouts, light reps, whatever you gotta do to get back into it, as long as you get back into it. What matters is that you get back into it. You don't gotta do the whole thing in one day. You don't gotta tackle the whole challenge in 1 week. But if you ease back into it and get yourself back to that level where you wanna be, then you can excel from there. Because when you're coming out of that slump, I know it's hard. You're gonna want to get back to where you're gonna want to get back to how you was before that slump. But unfortunately, life don't always work that way. I mean, and you can do that, but then you're gonna burn yourself out. So the easiest way to get into it, man, like I said, is just easing yourself into it, taking those small steps to get back to where you was and then excelling. For my third and final point is getting back in contact or getting back in connection with your why. You see, when we start embarking on our journey to, I don't really want to say embarking on our journey. That kind of sounds corny, but that's really what it is. But when we get back into our purpose and going after the goals we want in life, sometimes throughout that road, even if you're not in a slump, you're going to hit a wall. It's bound to happen. You may get unmotivated. You may be tired. You're not seeing no progress. You may feel overwhelmed. You may feel burnt out. But one of the biggest things you have to remind yourself is your why. When you first started doing what you wanted to do, whether it's content, whether it's working out, whether it's a business you started, whether it's an organization you started, whatever it is that you're passionate about, you got to get back in contact with your why. When you remember where you came from, you're going to know where you're going. And in the journey, the long marathon in life that it takes to get to where you are right now, to where you want to be, it's going to be times where that motivation, that drive just starts to fizzle out. And that's where discipline comes in. And I'm pretty sure I made a video on that already. I spoke about it in multiple other videos, but that's besides the point. When that motivation fizzles out, discipline and understanding why you did why you're doing this and what made you want to do this and why you feel so strongly about it, those two values right there is what's going to keep you going. Consider that your backup reserves and that don't run out. Motivation run out. That fizzle out. But your why don't. Your why may change depending on circumstances in life, but at the end of the day, you started what you started for a good reason. You felt something strong. It wasn't just motivation. Believe it or not, if you really feel this strong about something, for me, it's content. For you, maybe whatever it is you want to get into in life. When you felt that drive and when you felt that spark, it wasn't just motivation, it was purpose. And in order to stay on that purpose and not get too far off in that sea of, I don't even know what to explain it, too far off into that sea of doing everything every day and then burning out and everything I just listed before, you got to get back in contact with that why. I got to move this, bro. And to better explain what I meant with that whole sea analogy is whenever you chasing your goals, and like I said, that motivation fizzles out, your goals start to become, or not become, but feel like chores. Reconnecting with that why is what's going to keep you going with the full clarity in your mind as to why you're doing that thing. And for me, like I said, it's content. As you know, I'm making this video. I got caught up with some other business and I'm back on it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I got done today, I wanted to sit down on this couch. I wanted to eat my food. I wanted to go lay down, take my shower, go lay down, bro. But I noticed, man, I said, I ain't post a video in a minute. And even though I've been busy, it's not really an excuse to not post. These videos don't take me nothing but like, These videos don't take me nothing but like 20 minutes to record, excluding all the planning phase and trying to script and get my thoughts down on paper and whatever that else may be. Aside from that, man, these videos don't take no time to record. Now, I could have been posting it every single day, but I wasn't. But I'm back on it now. And now I got also on top of that, matter of fact, I'm gonna make this number 4. We're gonna take this video from 3 points to 4 points to branch into number 4. And sometimes, well, really every time, when you get back from a slump, you may come back with a new understanding. You may come back with a new perspective, a new angle. And that new perspective or that new angle might be able to help drive you into doing things properly or better than how you was doing before. Like in life, sometimes you just gotta take that step back and then look around and really observe what it is you're doing and how you're going about it and how it's working out for you. If everything working good and how it's supposed to be going, good job. Keep going, keep doing that thing. And if you have improvements, go ahead and apply them. Don't break what works though. You know what I'm saying? If it worked, don't break it. You ain't gotta change those systems unless it's to only benefit what you're doing. Don't change nothing that don't gotta get changed and you making a detriment and you making your systems worse. That's what I currently experienced with this whole YouTube thing. When I was gone for them 12 days, I realized it was some other things I could be implementing, whether it be my hooks, whether it be the way I schedule my uploads, whether it be bulk recording, whatever it is, it's just a lot of ways. It was a lot more things that could have been implemented that I didn't see before. So yes, with number 4, to reiterate my point, sometimes coming back from a slump, it can get you a new perspective. Not saying to take a break a lot, but sometimes you got to step back and take a look at things from time to time. Maybe it'd be like every couple months, just to be able to analyze the bigger picture of what you're doing and how you're going about it. But with that being said, boy, I'm glad y'all boys made it to the end of this video. If you made it to the end of the video, go ahead and put number 5 in the comments below. Lucky number 5, it just shows me that you're watching this video, you know what I'm saying? I want to see how often y'all boys really watching this, you know what I'm saying? According to my analytics, bro, I'm getting a little bit of more retention. So clearly these videos are reaching the audience it's supposed to be reaching. But with that being said, man, I'm gonna get up with y'all boys.